Benjamin Netanyahu says the United States is backing Israel's takeover of Gaza City. He told his cabinet that President Trump encouraged him to go in full force.
Meanwhile, the IDF continues to score victories against Iran's proxies in Gaza and Yemen. Chris Mitchell reports from Jerusalem.
In what's described as a contentious security cabinet meeting, the IDF chief warned the takeover of Gaza City will lead to a military government and said a hostage deal should be considered. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said he opposes a partial hostage deal with Hamas because it would take half a year to return to today's front lines in the face of political pressure and heavy costs. Netanyahu reportedly quoted a message from President Trump. Forget the partial deals, go in with full force and finish this. Trump told the Daily Caller Israel is losing support on Capitol Hill the longer the war goes on. As to the future of Gaza, the Washington Post reports the Trump administration has the post-war plan to make it a 10-year U.S. trusteeship and develop it into a tourism resort and manufacturing and technology hub. Gaza's 2 million citizens would be temporarily relocated to another country or into secure zones during reconstruction. Each Gazan who chooses to leave would receive a one-time payment as well as subsidies for housing and food. Secretary of State Marco Rubio dropped a diplomatic bombshell on Friday by denying visas for Palestinian Authority President Mahmoud Abbas and 80 other PA officials, citing U.S. national security. The move upsets plans by France, Canada, the UK, and Australia to formally recognize a Palestinian state at a summit with PA President Abbas during the UN General Assembly later this month. The State Department said that would be a major propaganda victory for Hamas. The IDF confirmed it took out Hamas propaganda chief Abu Abaida on Saturday and released a video showing it's eliminated nearly all of Hamas's leadership. In Yemen, thousands of Houthis gathered to mourn their prime minister and nearly all government ministers who were killed in an Israeli strike last Thursday. Israel targeted the Houthi leadership after they launched a ballistic missile with a cluster bomb. This after a months-long campaign of missile and UAV strikes that sent millions of Israelis into bomb shelters. The acting Houthi prime minister remains defiant.
As the head of the Supreme Emergency Committee, I assure you that the supply situation is excellent. The flow of goods is excellent. The enemy has failed, and the armed forces are striking the enemy.
Netanyahu reminded his cabinet that Israel has carried out strikes against Iran, which he called the head of the snake, and its proxies, and will continue to do so until victory is won. Chris Mitchell, CBN News, Jerusalem.
Well, the Hamas leadership, the Hamas as an entity, should be absolutely eliminated. That's what they planned for Israel. That's what they wanted to happen, and may it fall back on their own heads. May they be destroyed and be destroyed quickly. That should be the goal of every civilized nation. This is a murderous cult that wants to wipe Israel off the map. To reward it, to go along with the allegations that somehow or other Israel is doing a genocide in Gaza. This war has dragged on and on and on. Here's a military that was able to completely take out Iran's air defenses. They had the full capacity to do whatever they wanted in Gaza, but they've taken the 2-year time period because they're dealing with 45 miles of tunnels. They're dealing with their own citizens being held hostage, and they're also trying to protect the civilian population of Gaza. What army in the world sends a notice by leaflet, leave this area, we're about to attack? It makes no military sense, but that's what Israel has been doing, and that's why it's taken so long. Let's finish this, and please let there be no more Hamas in control of Gaza after it's done.